Good evening. We are calling to order the Needham Conservation Commission hearing. It is December 16th, 2021 at 7:00 p.m. And my name is Janet Bernardo. I'm the Conservation Commission Chair. Permit me to confirm that all members are present and can hear me. So Bill?
Here.
Peter?
Here.
Artie?
Here.
And then staff, Debbie?
Here.
Clay?
Here.
And we are minus a few members, but we do have a quorum, so we will begin. And they will probably jump on, and so I'll try to remember to say that when they have appeared. Oh, right, that's okay. This opening meeting of the Town of Needham Conservation Commission is being conducted remotely, consistent with Governor Baker's executive order of March 12, 2020, due to the current state of emergency in the Commonwealth due to the outbreak of the COVID-19 virus. And for the record, Sue Barber has arrived, as well as Steve Farr. Steve, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Say that again, Janet. You came in real quiet on that one.
Sue, can you hear me?
Yes.
Great. We are now turning to, did I say all supporting materials have been provided? Did I say all that? Okay, we are now turning to the first item on the agenda. Before we do so, permit me to cover some ground rules for effective and clear conduct of our business and to ensure accurate meeting minutes. The chair will introduce each hearing on the agenda. I will introduce the applicant or their consultant to begin their project presentation. After they conclude their presentation, the chair will go down the line of members, inviting each by name to provide any comment or questions. Please hold until your name is called. Further, please remember to mute your phone or computer when you are not speaking. Please remember to speak clearly and in a way that helps generate accurate minutes. For any response, please wait until the chair yields the floor to you, and please state your name before speaking. Finally, each vote taken in this meeting will be conducted by a roll call vote. Okay, so first we will take, so the South Street and Dedham Ave boat access, DP file number 234878. This is a continued notice of intent. But is this, they've asked to continue this, is this correct? Is anybody here to talk about it, or we're just continuing it?
Yeah, no, we're just going to continue it to the January 6th meeting and see if we receive any updated information.
Do you think we should put it to the meeting after that, just because of all the holidays and they might not really have any information by January 6th?
What do you think, Clay?
Yeah, I think that doesn't hurt.
So let's continue until, what's the next one after January 6th?
I am pulling open the meeting schedule now, just a moment.
We have had some contact from the abutters, wondering what's going on, what the timeline is. So, you know, depending how far out we go, we might have to have them re-notify.
So our second meeting is January 28th.
Okay, so can we, how come we did that in January? We had a 6 and a 28th. Is there a good some reason for that?
Overlap with Zoom licenses, and normally, because January 6th is the first Thursday, normally it falls on the second Thursday. Because we've got this gap with the holidays, it's just to try to space things out evenly without missing any.
Great. And for the record, Allison Richardson has arrived. Allison, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So let's continue South Street and Dedham Ave boat access till January 28th to give the applicant some time to decide what they're going to do. Can I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Peter?
Aye.
Stephen?
Is that for me?
Yeah, sorry, Stephen. Hi. Bill?
Aye.
Allison?
Aye.
Artie?
Aye.
Sue?
Aye.
Yeah, aye. Okay, so January 28th, that's great. Now, Am I talking too quietly? I'm trying to
At
get.
one point you were.
Sometimes your speaker cuts out.
142 Fisher Street, DP file number 23408. Does it not have a DP file number yet?
It did just get a file number today.
Okay, so what's the file number?
Good question. Hold on.
7.
Let's see, John Rockwood. So the number is 234882.
882. So we'll open up 142 Fisher Street, and there's could be a lot of people. John Rockwood, is he here? Or Paul McManus or Matt Smith?
Yes, Matt Smith from Norwood Engineering Company. Paul McManus is also on the meeting. I think Paul would like to start the presentation, and I'd be available to answer any questions. Paul, can you hear us? I see his name.
I see his name. Paul, can you hear us?
I believe it looked, oh, there he is.
Want to start the presentation? I see that you've unmuted.
Sure. Yes, again, thank you, Chair. My name is, oh, there he is. I think he's coming, but I'll get started. My name is Matt Smith. I'm with Norwood Engineering Company. This is for a project at 42 Fisher Street. I think we had a very good discussion last time. And because we didn't, a couple of things happened. We didn't have a file number, which we do now. And you asked me to take a look at doing some infiltration. So I've revised the plan, which has a revision date of 12/7/21. And I have added Cultec units that will provide 1 inch of storage for the proposed roof on the addition. So we've called out 72.75 cubic feet of storage required, and we are providing 86.9 provided. It's shown, I don't know if we can bring the plan up, but it is shown adjacent to the proposed deck and the proposed addition, and we have roof drains tying into the Cultec units. And so it's a system where we have downspouts to underground roof drains into the Cultec units. If you look at the middle of the plan, it says proposed wood deck with composite deck, proposed wood or composite deck. And just above those words are the symbols showing the Cultec units. Below that in a rectangle is a calling out the roof infiltration system and telling what type of Cultecs we want to build. They're the small Cultecs, about 12 inches high. The units themselves, 6 inches of stone above, 6 inches of stone below. We have cross sections and calculations on the plan, and we'd be happy to answer any questions that you have. But I think that was the remaining item that we had at our last meeting. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Anybody else on your team want to add anything?
This is David Spiegel. I just appreciate the board working with us to try to get this approved tonight.
Great, thank you. Anybody else? Any commissioners have any comments? I guess I can never see people and see this at the same time. Bill, any comments?
No comments.
Peter?
I'm good.
Stephen?
No comments.
Allison? I think you said no comments.
No comment.
How do I see the rest of the people? I know there's Artie's out there. I guess,
No
Clay, can you
comment.
take down
No
the-
comment. No comment from me either, Janet.
Thanks. Sue, any comments?
No comment.
Comments from anybody in the audience?
There are no raised hands.
Okay, so I think that we now have a DP file number, and you've added the subsurface infiltration to capture some additional roof runoff. So I think we have everything we need. So can I have a motion to close the hearing for, I've lost my agenda. For 142 Fisher Street, DP file number 234882.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, Bill,
Aye.
Allison,
Aye.
Stephen,
Aye.
Peter,
Aye.
Artie,
Aye.
Sue.
Aye.
Great. Thank you very much. I think we have a order of conditions exhibit to look through, and we will issue that later this evening.
Great. Thank you very
Where
much.
would you like that sent? Who would you like it sent to?
Could you send it to Paul McManus, please, at Ecotech? I think he did the filing.
Okay, and he'll record it for us.
Paul, how do you feel about that? Actually, I changed my mind. Could you send it to Norwood Engineering Company? Because I'll be doing the recording anyway. So,
Okay.
well, my address is on the plans, and again, I'm Matt Smith, so that would make sense because I'll. be
My
doing-
dad's John Toomey. He said to say hello.
Oh, Debbie, oh my gosh, thank you for
Yeah.
saying that. I had no idea. Oh my
Yeah,
goodness, we've known each other our whole lives. I'm
That's
glad
right.
you mentioned that. Glad you
Yeah.
mentioned that. Yeah, yeah.
So
Oh,
we'll
good-
we'll find you.
Oh, good for you, Debbie. Well, great. I hope we have a chance to catch up. And please say hello to your dad. Your dad's a great man. He taught me a lot when I was a young man. I worked for him for many years. He's a great guy. So thank you, Debbie. Thank you.
Okay, thanks.
Thanks. Good to see you. Thanks for your help.
Thank you very much.
Janet,
Hey,
can I say one thing?
Yes.
Not about this. I got an email from one of the butters for the canoe launch that the actual date of the meeting is the 27th, not the 28th. The 28th is a Friday. So he wants to know if you want to revote to continue it to the 27th.
It was a typo in the proposed schedule I pulled up.
Okay,
So South Street and Dedham Ave boat access DP file number 234878 will be continued till January 27th. We need to motion that and everything? Okay, can I have a motion?
So moved.
Have a second?
Second.
Favor, Peter,
Aye.
Stephen,
Aye.
Allison,
Aye.
Artie,
Aye.
Bill,
Aye.
Sue,
Aye.
Darren, aye. Okay, done, 27.
Thank you.
64 Gay Street, DP file number 234847, request for certificate of compliance. Is there anyone here to discuss that? Or are you just going to discuss that?
It looks like we've got Mark Arnold here. Mark, are you there?
Or is there anything to discuss?
I'm happy to pull it up and talk about the site visit that we did today.
Okay,
So this project was originally for an addition and an addition where there was a deck and patio, as well as a second addition for a garage. Let me zoom in here. It was within the outer area of the 100-foot buffer zone to Sportsman Pond down here, with a steep slope in the back. They did complete the addition here, the garage, as well as the proposed patio or the proposed addition over the existing patio over here. They also constructed the patio that was proposed. However, one of the deviations was this patio was slightly larger than what was proposed. The original application had it coming kind of squared off like this, and it was extended out a couple feet, all within existing lawn. They also installed the 2 dry well units that were proposed, one outside the buffer zone and one within. And as discussed at the meeting last year, they replaced the fence in the existing, the same existing place, same style chain link fence, just an updated fence itself.
concerns? Or what is your recommendation?
Staff recommendation is that it is with substantially within compliance. It looked good. We would recommend issuance of a full COC. There were no plantings required, so there isn't any mitigation period, so it would be a full COC.
Thanks. Pull that down now. Okay. Any comments from the commission? Bill,
No comments.
Artie,
No comments.
Janet, you've disappeared.
disappear. Stephen,
No comment.
Peter,
No comment.
Allison,
No comment.
Sue.
No comment.
So we need anybody in the audience have any comments on this project at 64 Gay Street?
There is nobody in the audience.
So may I have a motion to issue the certificate of compliance for 64 Gay Street, DP file number 2348847.
So moved.
Second.
I went all in favor. Bill,
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Allison, Sue,
Aye.
everybody said aye along the way, right?
Yeah.
Aye. Great.
Aye. I'll say aye.
Good, thank you very much. We have 45 Meadowbrook Road tree removal discussion.
So this was a request that came to us primarily as an administrative approval. They are proposing to remove, I believe it's 5 trees, primarily that have been growing into the built-up bank of Rosemary Brook on Meadowbrook. And they are pitched towards the house. They submitted a arborist report, but due to the number of trees being 5 in the proximity, we just wanted to confer with you, the commission, to see if you felt it was still appropriate to move forward as an administrative approval, or if you'd rather see this as done under like an RDA.
Is there a plan or anything you can pull up? How many trees are we talking?
I believe it's 5 trees in total. I will pull up, I have the arborist report as well as a couple photos provided. So it was 5 trees in total. And the arborist identified the trees, primarily spruce trees that have been growing up, and the pictures provided. You can see how they were growing kind of impacted by the, this is the armored bank to Rosemary Brook. This is in a section where they did rebuild on the opposite side of the brook. This side was not rebuilt. We have not received comments from Water and Sewer or DPW about whether they have concerns about these roots, but the arborist felt that the integrity of the trees staying upright is compromised because they're growing into the bank there.
So these, I see 2. Is the third one with the ivy on it also right on the bank?
Yeah, this is the channel here.
Are they planning on taking the roots out or just cutting it at the whatever?
In an instance like this, we would request that they leave the stumps in place as to not disturb, especially with the wall there.
Okay, good. What do the other 2 look like?
Those are the, let me pull up. I thought he had more pictures in the arborist report, but I might have only had that hard copy. I should have some other photos here from that property as well.
It looks like potentially they're the same type of trees, the same issue is on the other side of the brook as well. Yeah, I mean the opposite wall. Not
They
that-
own both sides of the brook?
Yeah, no, probably not. I mean, not that we're talking about the other side now, more of a curiosity, because I can appreciate why they're wanting to do this. Curious of, I mean, I'm curious of how far linearly wise, how far to the backyard they're going in these trees. And just visually, how far are we really talking about it? Easily understood why they wanted to do something.
Yeah, the three that we saw the pictures of, they're right on the edge of the wall up here, like they should be removed. They're gonna.
They have the roots compromised the wall at all?
they might soon if they
You
haven't
know,
yet.
Not that I know of. The DPW was in there in the channel when they were doing the last round of
Yeah,
repairs, and they did not identify that as a spot they were going to repair, at least during that round.
mhm,
I believe that they would have done the opposite wall if it had been compromised at that time.
yeah.
Allison?
I agree with the root systems being compromised. It didn't look like the wall was. The first two looked quite small. They didn't look like they could possibly be 75 feet tall. The third one, maybe, but that's why it would be nice to, I mean, they said they're all 75 feet tall. And I just don't believe that for the first two. It looks like they're quite small. I don't know, from just looking at the trunk.
Clay, is there an aerial showing actually what's being taken down? How far back?
Yeah.
I'm comfortable with those three being administrative. I just don't know what the other two look like.
So I'll pull up the aerial now.
Janet, I don't know if you still wanted to mention something about, okay,
Before we close.
okay,
So this is 45 Meadowbrook here. And this is where Rosemary Brook runs. The pictures from the email are located here, here, and the ivy covered one is here. The other trees are right in here.
Along the same bank, similar.
Yeah,
So essentially back to the back to the back of the house next to the brook, to the back of the house, those trees you want to take away.
immediately alongside. So the front of the house is here, and all the trees in question are immediately alongside the house. Oftentimes, under the administrative approval, we require them to replant 1-to-1 for hazard, 2-to-1. We follow the same tree removal guidelines. In this case, I think it would be difficult to replant 5 trees. 1, because there's still a canopy there, and 2, the proximity between the house and the brook. There's not a lot of room to dig down to put in a new tree, at least without removing those stumps, just because this is a heavily vegetated corner. It's not lawn that they're trying to expand. So if they left the roots, it would be difficult. We have in the past asked for replacements, where contributing the same system, but not in the same location necessarily.
Yeah, I don't think that they should plant something close to that wall again. That doesn't sound like a productive place.
Unless they're shrubs.
Good point. So typically, from an administrative point of view, you ask them to replace the trees 1-to-1, even when they're hazard trees?
Unless they
Yeah.
can,
yeah, sorry, go ahead, Clay.
yeah. If they can leave a snag, then generally we do not request the 1-to-1 because they're still providing that habitat value.
Are any of these, they make sense to leave a snag? I wouldn't think so, but I don't really know.
Yeah, that's a discussion that we would certainly have with the arborist on site. Given the level of review that we've had so far, I did meet the arborist out there over the summer originally to review these trees. And the house had not been acquired by his clients yet. It was sold, I believe, in September maybe. So now they're moving forward, trying to address some of those trees, and it was one of the concerns that they had. The discussion here is whether we should even be moving forward still under the admin approval, or whether they should be submitting like the RDA or an NOI, given that it's 5 trees. Oftentimes for these reviews, I think we're limited to 2 or 3, kind of more of a minor project.
Well, I guess if everybody's okay, you can take that down again. Personally, I see this as an administrative review because they're all right against the wall, but I'll hear from any commissioners that have a different opinion than that. Bill?
No, I agree. Administrative is fine.
Artie?
Administrative is fine. The only question I have is if it's an administrative approval, can there be requirements for planting shrubs?
Yeah.
Can they put requirements in there?
But yeah, Plan Dev, you can ask them to, and I think Allison had a good point, to plant shrubs instead of trees. I will get a nice habitat. Allison?
I agree with the administrative approval. And it'd be great if they could plant some shrubs. I think more than a snag would be better than a snag. That's just my opinion.
Shrubs are better than a snag?
Thanks.
That sounds good. Stephen?
I agree. Administrative.
Peter?
Yeah, I'm okay with administrative, as long as they don't expand their lawn, I guess. And Clay and Deb, you don't think that's part of the plan here? They just want to get these trees down.
Yeah, I don't believe that's at all part of the plan, unless they remove the stump and ground it down. They wouldn't really be able to, but as part of that administrative process, there is the contingency that replanting is required, and that's part of the template. So
Fantastic. Yeah, no further questions.
Sue?
I agree. Administrative approval. And I think it's a great idea about planting shrubs. Assuming there'd be room for the shrubs in that area.
Great, thank you very much. So we don't have to vote on that or anything. We're done, right?
Nope, that gives us enough to move forward with that. Thank you.
Okay, so the last, well, did we have any meeting minutes or enforcements that we were supposed to talk about?
No.
No enforcement right now.
So we're just gonna have a brief discussion on 649 South Street. We received a proposed planting plan that the intention of it was to reflect the conversation we had at our last hearing. But the plan didn't come in, wasn't enough time for us to really review it. So we just wanted to briefly discuss it tonight to make sure that everybody felt like their concerns were met. And Brian Nelson is on to hear those, and he will update it again if necessary, and then this can be heard formally at our January 6th here. So do we want to just pull this up and then we can kind of talk about it, and we're gonna try not to talk about it for too long. We can manage that. Let's just I'm not sure the best way. I think there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 trees, and the intention was to add some robust plantings. And is Brian, is that what you've basically done? You want to tell us how you've changed this plan?
Yes, if I can, this is Brian from Metro West Engineering, and thank you for hearing this tonight. I apologize for getting this in so late prior to the Thursday submittal. But what we did was we looked at basically planting some trees where we thought they would work and thrive, and then tried to go a little bit heavier on the shrubs. So we've got 6 proposed trees, 3 black gum and 3 swamp white oaks proposed. And then we've got 45 shrubs kind of around the perimeter of the wetland area, and then basically kind of flanking the 2 sides of the easement. So we've got 14 winterberry, 10 spicebush, 11 viburnum, and 10 red osier dogwood. So we've got those spaced kind of around the perimeter of the wetland boundary and along the sides of the easement at approximate 6 to 8 foot intervals. So we've shown those. They've got, you know, basically their names or abbreviations for the species names are inside a circle with a dashed line. So you can see those plantings kind of really hovering around the wetland boundary. We've got two kind of hatched areas up near South Street, basically a couple larger areas, one including a part of the easement and just to the west or left of the easement, where we've got a pretty significant patch of Pachysandra. And then over on the north side or the east side of the easement, there was some knotweed that would be removed in that area as well. We put some notes on the plan, you know, basically, I think to try and capture what we had talked about at previous hearings in terms of, you know, leaving fallen logs in and around this area, kind of at the discretion of wetland staff, wetland or conservation staff, and with some input from the owner. And then also a note to leave snags, you know, basically as directed by the arborist to see if the, you know, if the snag will be safe or make sure it won't pose a hazard. So that's really where we're at. And really, I kind of threw this back to Clay earlier in the week and really just looking for any feedback. If this is, you feel it's heading in the right direction, or if you feel like it needs more, or, you know, any comments are welcome at this point.
Thanks. My one comment is the removal of the existing ivy and Pachysandra, because I didn't know there was anything wrong with that.
Okay.
Why would you remove, like, I'm not the plant person, but what's wrong with Pachysandra?
I just thought that it would be a little bit more invasive than some of the other potential ground covers out there. But if the commission's happy with leaving it in there, we can certainly leave it.
I guess I'll ask Allison's opinion. Can't hear you.
It's not native. And ivy is invasive. I mean, the Pachysandra, you know, like it doesn't really have an, I mean, it holds it holds the soil, and it's pretty, but it is on the borderline of invasive, in my opinion. And I think as it gets summer, it will be more so. I mean, it would be nice to maybe add, you know, if you're going to take that out, maybe it'd be nice to put a couple, you know, of wetland plants there, you know, a few little, you know, like caltha, or, you know, and some little herbaceous stuff. If you're going to take it out, because it's going to be bare, you're not, I mean, I don't think you're replacing anything, it's just going to be bare ground. So where you take it out, which I do agree with, it'd be nice to put a few herbaceous natives wetland stuff there. Is that possible?
I think that's possible.
I think otherwise it's fine. You know, when you get out there, you might want to just kind of loosen up the shrub layout a little bit near, it's a little bit in a line. You know, when you actually get out and do it, you're going to probably stagger it a little bit more and group it a little bit more, so it's a little more natural looking. But that's just a fine. That's nothing. That's not a, you know, an order. It's just an aesthetic kind of thing, so that they kind of, it'll look a little more natural. That's it. But I like the species you picked. They're fine.
Thanks, Allison. Any other comments? Stephen?
Yeah, I think this is a much better plan. And the only thing I would add is I would like to see some of those shrubs planted along the 25-foot buffer line close to the road. I know that's the easement, but I just don't want to give the impression that there's this long driveway area for the mower to run down. I want to provide some sort of border that closes off the wetland entirely.
Okay.
Except for that little path in the back. But I want to just make sure that, you know, a landscaper isn't enticed to drive down that easement.
Okay. Yeah, I understand.
Here?
Yeah, The shrubs that are sort of ringing the wetland, are those taking back any lawn? Is that lawn area that they're going into?
The shrubs that are basically on the, if you're looking at this from the street, basically everything on the left side of the easement is all planted basically an area that's pretty much turf lawn right now.
Okay.
So there is, again, just an attempt to really try and establish more of a solid boundary between what's lawn and what's wetlands.
Perfect.
Oh, I'm sorry. Bill,
No additional comments.
Artie,
I like what Stephen said about providing some type of boundary. That was talked about before also, so I like that. I think just to confirm, I think we had talked about, again, 2 snags. I think 2 snags came up last time is what we were talking about. Maybe tree number 1 and then the other one near the exit of the path, near the fence. I think that was the other snag. So as opposed to an arborist deciding if we can leave, if they can be left, I thought we determined that's the ones we wanted left. I'm not sure. I think that's how we left it last time. I don't remember it being a discussion of your arborist deciding if they should be left or not. It was us deciding. Well, I think we were deciding we were going to leave those. Then the other tree, there's one leaning, I can't remember, the number 7, we were going to not leave that one because there was some concern about the fact that it's leaning already. To leave it, so not deal with that one as a snag. And then I think, was there mention this? Well, this is planting. This isn't so much talking about exactly where some of the lumber is going to be, some of the cuts going to be left, but obviously it'll be left. Some of it will be left somewhere. I don't know where. I don't know how much, but that was certainly going to be determined by the staff. There.
Yeah.
Help assess that.
That's true. We talked about making sure the staff was out there when this happened.
Yeah.
So we'll make sure that somehow we clear.
And actually, just one other thing is, I think I mentioned this last time, that I have a snag on a tree near my house, and the thing's minimum 16, I don't know, about 20. Allison, as far as snags go, what is a useful height? Or anyone, what is a useful height of a snag?
I've heard from 8 to 12. That's what I've heard. That's what I've read.
So taller than that. So for example, taller than that's not useful. It's not serving any purpose.
Well, usually if it's taller than that and it falls, it could be a hazard. I think. Again,
Well, we're taking down a 120-foot tree or something like that.
I know it's better. Well, it depends. I think in the woods, certain species like an owl, like a barn owl or something, likes it a little bit, of course, taller. But I think there's a point at which, people are going to start fighting about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Basically, yeah, sure. Taller would provide more habitat.
So 12 feet is perfectly acceptable, for example. 12 feet is perfectly acceptable.
What do you think? You're the expert.
Who's the expert? Yeah, we can't hear you, Allison.
Peter's the expert.
Peter.
Expert on owls.
Snags.
On birds? On birds, and how high do they like the ones that like to be?
Snags.
Yeah, it depends on the species of bird. I think plenty of birds, woodpeckers will definitely take advantage of however tall it's going to be. Doesn't need to be giant. I'm not sure you're going to get owls in that little tiny corner of things anyway. So the idea of tremendous amount of bird nesting in that little area, I wouldn't count on it. So I guess that's my 2 cents.
Thanks. Anything else, Artie?
No, that's it, Jim.
Sue?
Yeah, actually, just three quick things. Actually, I think DEP recommends the 8 to 12 foot for snags, but that's besides the point. What I was gonna question was, it sounds like what's the replanting plan includes all shrubs, no trees.
There are 6 trees, 3 swamp white oak and 3 black gum trees as well.
Oh, okay, okay. And I do like, I think it was Stephen's idea about the border with the shrubs, but also I just had another, just something else. And I know there's probably going to be a lot of lumber, and pieces of trunk. There probably would be only a limit of how much to really leave in a wetland area. It could interrupt the flooding function, the sponge function that the wetland has with flooding. If there's so much lumber left along the border, particularly, that was my question.
So, yeah, I think Deb or Clay will be out there, and you're right. They don't want to leave so much that it prevents a containment or, restricts the flooding of the area.
Yeah, we're just looking to create some habitat. So we'll be involved when we get to that point.
Okay.
All right, anything else? Any other comments, questions? We can take this plan down now. Thank you, Clay. Everybody, so you got some good feedback, Brian?
That helps me a lot. I appreciate everyone's time tonight. So thank you all and hope you have a great holiday.
Great, thanks a
You
lot.
too. Thanks.
Take care.
I think the only thing that we need to discuss further is the order of conditions for 142 Fisher Street. Before we do that, I believe everybody is aware of Tony Delgazo's passing, and he, as our town engineer, he did contribute quite a bit to the town over the last 30 years, and I just think it would be appropriate to have a moment of silence in his memory. So if you will indulge me, please, and just a moment to reflect on Tony's participation in our world. Thank you. Okay. Who's a young man? So that was really quite sad. Now we can move on to our order of conditions for 142 Fisher Street. I believe we received an Exhibit A today. Peter, did you read it?
Yes.
Any comments?
Yeah, I mean, the only thing left out was the DEP file number, I think.
Which we now have, 882. 882, so that's great. Now, once I understood that this site was really in the bowl, any comments or concerns about this order of conditions? Just go one by one. Any comments? Artie?
No comments.
Bill?
No comments.
Sue?
No.
Allison?
No comments.
Stephen?
No comments.
Peter?
No comments.
Okay, I have no comments. So now we need to issue the order of conditions for 142 Fisher Street. DP file number 234882. Can I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Peter?
Aye.
Stephen?
Aye.
Allison? Sue?
Aye.
Bill?
Aye.
Artie,
Aye.
and I. Great, thank you very much. That's been approved. Anything else? I did want to just let you guys know that a large group of town board members and staff went over to the Foster property on Tuesday. We hiked all around. We walked through the Ridge Hill property on the south side of Charles River Street, through the meadow that's the Foster land to the Charles River, and back up to the Manor House, and up the driveway and back through some more woods. It was, there was some select board members there. There was finance committee, planning board, park and rec, conservation with Deb and I were there. And Claire, were you there? Yeah, were you there? You weren't there.
Town manager. Assistant
manager
town
was
manager,
there.
both assistant town managers.
Dave Davidson was there.
Katie King,
Ray
the
Newman, so there was a good great showing. They asked, various people asked if the commission was on board with this, and I said, definitely. We have no reason to not want this land. So it's all about the money and what the town can figure out how to finance it. I think that lots of people are enthusiastic, but it is, it's expensive. So
I
we'll
don't-
see.
Do we even have a price yet?
If we have an official price.
What-
And because it might depend on how much of the land we think we can afford. Yeah, I'm not really sure.
I think
they're-
the next step is they're doing an appraisal.
Oh, yeah.
They have a company that's gonna do an appraisal, and I think Lee said that I think they're gonna have that to them by the beginning of February, the results of that.
So it's pretty exciting. It's a really beautiful piece of property. And
It
walking down the meadow to the river is lovely.
Mm.
Deb, you want to add anything to that?
I don't know how much we can add, so I'm gonna leave it with that, that it is
Okay.
beautiful. Everyone had a positive experience out there, and I think if we can make it happen monetarily, that everyone is on board.
Is this public access at this point?
No.
This is.
No.
Now it is.
Private property.
Now it is.
I've wandered on there by accident though, off of the trail, not realizing that it was private property.
Yeah.
Mm,
Where those birdhouses are, I mean, it just
Where the
blends,
birdhouses are. It's all
it blends
private
so
property.
nicely, yeah. It blends so nicely with that.
Well, there is another house right in the middle of the property, and apparently they maintain that meadow. They do the mowing and, kind of unsolicited. They've been doing that.
So, yeah, I mean, it had to be the landowners had to give permission for this group to access the property, so. It was a nice walk.
And two of the owners' representatives were there from Land Back. And
That's it.
someone from the trustees, were they there? The trustees of
Yeah,
reservation?
somebody from the trustees was there as well.
Yeah,
So with that, this is our last hearing in 2021.
mm,
Here we are.
yes.
We made it. We made it one more year.
Yay.
So thank you very much and happy holidays.
I'll
When
let
you
you
go-
know when the signature stuff's out. Santa's still watching. Okay.
When do we go in person?
To be determined. Not sure yet. We'll let you know when we have an update.
Janet, there is one person who's in the audience and has a hand up.
Oh, all right.
Just a moment while I pull you over. This is listed as a Stephen Wallach.
Wallach? If you can hear me, you have the floor.
Yes,
Can you introduce yourself?
everyone hear me?
Yes.
Hey, my name is Steve Wallach. I'm the homeowner at 64 Gay Street in Needham. And I'm sorry I joined late, but did you, we're applying for a permit. You know, we did an addition onto our house, and I'm just asking if you've gone through our property yet, or if I've jumped the gun a little bit.
Nope, we have approved a certificate of compliance that needs to be signed by everybody on this board, which takes a little bit of time because we all have to do it separately. But we have approved it tonight.
Awesome. Thank you. I appreciate it. Sorry for being late. Merry Christmas, happy holidays to everyone.
No problem. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Have a good night.
You too. Good night.
Bye.
Anybody else? Anybody else, Clay, out there? Any talk to-
No other.
Great. So I'll take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Have a great beginning to the year, everyone. Have a
Merry
great-
Christmas.
You too.
Mary, be safe.
Thanks,
Bye.
everybody.
Bye, everyone.
Thanks,
Bye,
everyone.
John Boy.
Bye.
Night, Sue Ellen.
See you guys.